believe them as one, but I think they are different. So if you want to really understand the dhyan, it is the state of being of a person. Dhyan is nothing but, as she said, happiness is the state of being. Dhyan is the state of being of a person. And which moment can be without state of being? Tell me. Which breath can be without state of being? So in every moment, every breath, we are in some or other state of being. And they describe it is a spontaneous process, and ego will not be used in having dhyan. It comes automatically. Suppose tomorrow morning I have to catch the flight. 2 hours before the airport will be there in my dhyan. So the object or dhyan and dhyata is connected. This is a gross example. But otherwise, there are 4 types of states of being. One is self-disturbing or artha dhyan, where I am not disturbing others, but I am getting disturbed myself. Something goes wrong and I have inside worry. Somebody tells me something, I am not reiterating, but inside I am unhappy. So anything inside, 20, 21 years old daughter not coming till late night, and the parents may get a little bit anxious, what they cannot say outside. So this is one state of being person can have. Another is disturbing to others or rage reactions, known as Raudra Dhyan. I speak something harsh or hurtful to anybody, even if I don't speak outside, but in my mind it may occur, you are stupid, it must and doesn't understand. That also reaches the other person's, the vibrations do reach even without speaking that. So it's known as Raudra Dhyan, and all the 4 inner weaknesses, anger, greed, pride and deceit, do fall into Raudra Dhyan, because it's not a happy state of being within. Third is inner harmony, equipoise or equanimity, what Dr. Bhal says, inner happiness, but it's much more than that. That is known as Dharma Dhyan. And fourth is the pure state of being. If your eye or if your awareness is resting with the pure state of being, it's a Shukla Dhyan. So long as it depends on the belief, vision and understanding I have. Right now I have the belief that I am named bearer Shailesh and I am doer, then I can be first 3. If my belief is I am pure soul self, and if my conviction lies there, I will be inside having 4, and outside I will be 1, 2 or 3, mostly 3, otherwise out of 3. So this is to be known that the journey just starts by so-called meditations which are going outside. The journey is continuous, 24/7, 365 throughout with open eyes, and if one is aware of whatever is happening inside, then this holistic science understandings can help you at least to come in this inner harmony, equipoise, equanimity, at least in this, and if you are fortunate and if you have real longing, then you can have this also. So, what I suggest when we go to practical experiment session, and if you really wish to do it, be a neutral observer. Just will sit and observe what is happening within. By trying to be my pure self, by words at least you know that it's a knower and seer, and it's not the doer. So, we're trying to be nearer to the pure self, not exactly the pure self, and we just try to know and see, not fighting with mind, not fighting with reflective, or not fighting with, let it go anywhere it goes, just know that people say it is mindful awareness, but it's much more than mindful awareness. Just know what are the thoughts passing through mind, whosoever comes to your mind, some person, goes or whatever, that's phase 1. Then, to add to it, we have the cleansing process. On one side I am seeing. On the other side, if I am seeing that this mistake was occurred by me, I have hurt him, I have hurt in my relations, there are ties, there is something, then 2 things happen simultaneously. I know and see it. Unless I know and see it, the mistake is not to be recognized and it's not to be cleaned. So on the other side, I go on cleaning my mistakes, and there are ways to look. Suppose I start with my relations, my husband or my wife, my children, my near and dear ones. Then I go to my colleagues or job. Immediately I realize that, okay, what is wrong here? What are the grudges? What are the opinions? What are the misdeeds? What are the hurts? What are the opinions? And it gets on cleaning. This is a spontaneous cleaning procedure, as if the laser is cleaning the something. Here, when I'm trying to be neutral observer, trying to be with my pure self, the atoms and molecules which were having the mistaken coatings just gets off clearing. And the confession, apology and resolution, I already showed it there. So what happens is, on one side this becomes lighter and lighter, and my conscious which was caught in the mistakes gets free, and I get more and more happy, free and blissful from within. So we can look at different ways as my relations with relations or what is bugging me, what bad memories or something which is bugging me, what affects me adversely. Then you can go to next step in daily living, or if you see 1 week, 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, what has affected you adversely, what bothers you, what disturbs you. And when you see that neutrally, the light will come from within, correct understanding, it will resolve that. Next time it will not bother you. Or some understanding will come from within, and that will help you out. Similarly, we can go to see my opinions or prejudices, something. So be with the pure self, trying to be, as long as you have not realized, but at least trying to know and see. On one hand, on second hand, the cleaning process, as we saw, goes a long way to make you really happy from within. Happiness comes, but it doesn't just come at the core of being unless we know it scientifically. I have done something wrong to you, then I go to laughter club and come back home, but that will keep on bugging me. It's good to have a laughter club, but unless I clean it from within, it will not relieve me. So this is how it will work there. And knowing the pure self, I have already said, knowing by qualities. On one hand, try to know your pure self and be with it. On the other hand, purification of the relative self occurs. Unless the relative self also undergoes purification, you cannot aim to have the enjoying happiness of the real self. It's not only by words, both go hand in hand. Yoga, so many people are taking resort to yoga, it's good. But whatever is going on today in the world, what is the purpose of yoga? Can anybody tell me? As I know, one is to restrain the wandering reflective consciousness. Chitta vritti nirodh. In essence, the very purpose of yoga is to restrain the wandering reflective consciousness. Chitta vritti nirodh. Why chit? Because it is the chit which is all important for our happiness, unhappiness, whatever state of being. So they had the one aim, and the second definition of yoga is to join. To join with what? To join with the pure self. So there can be yoga at different levels, at the level of body, at the level of speech, at the level of mind. At the level of body by asanas. Good. I would say it's good for body. Certainly good for body. But it's just the beginning. Yoga had the 8 parts, out of which we are sticking to only one, asanas. We are not talking of yama, because nobody can do yama. Do you know what is yama? There are 5 things in yama: satya, non-stealing, aparigraha, not to have too many things, brahmacharya, and something like that. So nobody can observe yama. Some people conveniently don't talk about it. But forget that. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you that whatever is going on is a very small part of actual yoga. It's at the body level, and not really what they meant, or not really what the Patanjali meant. It was 8-faceted yoga. And the breathing has some relation with the mind. So once you try to do pranayama or rhythmic breathing or transcendental meditation, your mind for the time being gets little quieter or little rhythmic. But again, I am saying, suppose I have done this in the morning and I am fine. Now I go to office and somebody doesn't behave or have not done the work, and my all yoga goes into vapor and I'm firing and doing whatnot. So without correct understanding, this doesn't stand. One of the very purpose of yoga is samatvam, to remain equanimous and harmonious and balanced in all situations. Can the modern yoga keep us in that state? No, our mind just go out and somebody has cut your car and everything starts. So it is the understanding of holistic science which can bring naturally into the results of yoga. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. So ultimate is Atma Yoga, which Krishna said too. So the holistic science, this is good. Again I am saying, asanas or pranayama, it's good. But be aware that it's beginning. It's not all that you want to have. And what you all want to have is much, much more, which the correct understanding can give you. So I think this was about the part. Let's break for tea. Let's have our neurons some energy and come back.